What's buck, everybody? We are back again. Welcome back to the series of Who Created Krump, episode 3. I am President Krump, you are the Krump Nation, and this is Krump Inc. Let's talk about it.
Ta-da! He is not the self-proclaimed creator of Krump. He is the creator of
What is
Krump.
Krump? Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise.
I was 11 years old when this happened to me. An abused kid, drug abused by my uncle, used to beat me half to death.
As I told you last episode, I left Tommy because of these things. I end up in a place we had to restart again. We're at Mama Toon's house, mixing it up, and this is the introduction to the spiritual part of Krump. I don't like to say the spiritual side because Krump is spiritual. It's not a spiritual side.
Jesus fucks with me.
It is what it is. And I had an encounter with it. I told you about the prophetic word. You will always hear about these things. Prophetic word when I was 10 years old. The event happened when I was 11.
11 years old when this happened to me. I did not have a dream. I did not have no goals. My mother was raped by a pastor, so I'm not talking religion.
The spirit came over me when I was with my uncle at his house in East Orange, New Jersey. I was upstairs, second story, 3 a.m., boom, thing happens to me. I don't understand it. I start dancing crazy out of nowhere. Thought I was a crazy kid, but whatever. Nobody was in the room. Fast forward, I come to LA, I see the clown dancing. I think this is it, but it really doesn't match what I was doing, but that's dancing. I want to get in it. To battling and the spirit coming over me, things have happened. I have created a name. Like, I'm starting to gain traction with this thing I experienced when I was 11. Mama's giving prophetic words and all of that. So you could see my life is going all types of different directions. I land in a nothing position. Like, we needed something new in Krump. Now we're with Mama Toon, we're creating fams. It's seeming it's more like a family now. We are thinking about the little homies. Now we're like big brothers. We're not just concerned about ourselves. I'm thinking like, okay, I have this position. I want to build a cool fam. I want to have people on the team as I always tried to have, and let's do it together. Let's push the dance together. That has always been my MO. So some people try to say, I'm always dividing things. It's like a half truth. They're almost on the money, but that's not the whole truth. I want to bring people together, but people just don't believe the same things. So that's what causes the divide. The spiritual part of Krump this is the bread and butter. This is the everything. This is what makes it what it is. We had the dance, like we were doing the dance, we felt the energy, we saw what it did to people, but we didn't understand what it was. And we spent time trying to put words and definitions to it, and we try to give it out to the public the best way we can. But what is it really? First of all, it's an energy. It's an energy. It's an intense energy. It could be a violent energy. It's highly celebratory. Like, we are celebrating when we're in the get off. I get saved. Now, during the times of like the cartoon days, I have been to church with my grandmother. I have been to church with my mom. Things had happened to me, but I wasn't making the decision like, do I really want to like follow God? You can't just talk about these things. You gotta really live these things out. I got a reputation now, so I'm like, I ain't never been nobody. Nobody ever cared about me, and now people are coming to me for moves. They're coming to my mom's house. My mom is prophetic, so I'm in the line. My uncle was a preacher too at this time. So all of my family is dipped in church, dipped in belief in God. About the execution, I don't know, but we were in that circuit to where our chances were heightened on us believing in God. So because I didn't really see a good example, I didn't know about walking with the Lord. Like, I'm 16. I'm not really concerned about walking with the Lord. I'm a teenager. No church. I did all I could to get away from church. I want to have fun now. But my mom was that link, and there was another person named Slayer. Around this time, let's get right into when I got saved. I was wilding out. My mom really didn't like my influences. I told her she didn't like me around Lil C. So she was like, you need to change your influences and you need to get in church. She knew the calling that was on me. She was there when I got the prophetic word. She was the one celebrating. And my mom was always there supporting me, but always giving me the truth. And I just wasn't feeling it. Even though my mom wasn't traditional, she wasn't religious, I just wasn't feeling it because I had other plans. I had other things I wanted to do. So we're going to this church called Hospitality, which was on 111th place, 81st Street and Broadway. This is my mom's house, and it was a straight shot down to 111th place. And we used to go to church. That's a church my mom was going to, and Slayer was going to that church as well. So they used to come back and tell me like, yo, you gotta come to this church. It's a prophet there. And when you say the word prophet, I'm like, there's a prophet there? These are the type of people that can tell you stuff that's gonna happen in the future. And my mom, she be dipping, dabbling in that too. So I wasn't really like into it. I didn't really want to go, but I was curious though. I was curious to know if the whole God thing is real. Cause yeah, I had experiences, but is it really real like that? How can I know? Why are we in poverty? All of these things. Long story short, I go to the church. Prophet was named David Gurley, my first spiritual mentor. I walked in the church. I don't know if my mom gave him information or not, but he started talking about my dad. He started talking about my relationship with my dad. I had unforgiveness towards my dad. And I'm like, how in the world? Because this man know this. And I'm looking at, maybe my mom said something, man. There's no way. And he's prophesying to me, and he kind of took me under his wing for the lack of fatherhood in my life. He was, all right, I'll try to get whatever I can to this young man. And my mom, she asked him to help me in any way possible. So I end up being this mentee of David Gurley, and he was teaching me the word. I was looking at things I never seen before. I got saved. I had got saved, not of my own accord. It was just like, oh yeah, say these words I really didn't understand. But when I got old enough, I made the choice. Like, okay, this is what I want to do. This must be what God wants me to do, because everything else I've tried, it has failed. And the reason why I came to God, because I was looking like, what am I supposed to do with Krump? What am I supposed to do? Through this, I started to get things revealed to me. Like when I got saved, the Krump was not a spiritual thing at first. We didn't understand. We just thought it was something we're saying is supernatural, but we're not calling it God. Everybody has their own view about what God is, especially in dance. You talking about dance moves? God can't be in no dance moves. I have people tell me all the time, God don't dance. Like, where do you think it comes from? It was just religious stuff. I couldn't rock with the religion. It was just a whole bunch of you can't do, you can't do. I'm like, well, what do you do when you can't do? I get saved, things start getting revealed to me. The prophet is teaching me the word. I'm seeing like prophetic signs, and I'm seeing like demons getting cast out. Like, this stuff is real. This stuff is real. But how does this work with Krump? Like, what am I supposed to do here? My lifestyle was Krump. I ate, slept, breathed Krump. It is in me. I can't run from it. I do it everywhere. Even if I'm at the grocery store, it is coming out. And I was asking, like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I'm kind of seeking about it. Start running into people that knew me when I was 5, like Prophet Ruckins McKinley, the poppin' pastor. And he's a prophet also, man of God. His son name is Ruckins McKinley, which was my god brother. Now this happened with my mom. My mom saw him. I brought him over for a lab. Then my mom reveals all of this stuff, that we are god brothers, and she used to babysit him. I'm like, what the heck? I had no idea. So all of these things happen, and I end up back with Prophet Ruckins, and I start dancing in church again. We dancing in church. I was dancing in church from the jump. The prophet that saw me, he saw me dancing and stomping on the devil's kingdom. This is before I did any dance move. Dancing, it came to me. So after that happened to me when I was 11, I started dancing everywhere. Like any other kid, grab the Michael Jackson tapes, rewind, and rehearse. I was trying to dance like everybody was trying to dance like Michael, but dancing was the thing. I was after it. I was in after school programs. I actually took ballet for a little bit, contemporary, and I was just trying to find it anywhere. I was attracted to dance. We started to see a similarity, like, okay, people say Krump changed their life. I started to hear this. It changed my life. I got saved, and I asked God from myself, what am I supposed to do with this? Why did you give me this thing? It was you. I know from reading these things, that was you that did that to me when I was 11. So what am I supposed to do? Krump was already. It got revealed. The energy of it came. Then years later, it got the name. And then another set of years later, the meaning was revealed. This is how God works. He doesn't tell you everything right off the bat. It's a seed form. So as I started to understand this, I'm like, there's a meaning. So what does it mean? I had to search that out. And I was at Prophet Ruckins McKinley's house at the time that this happened. He was helping me, and we were coming up with names like, is it this? Is it Kingdom Run Under My Power? It could be that. It could be that. And then I received Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise. The prophet was like, that's it, son. That's it. That's what it is. This happened not around the other so-called creators. They were just fine with the way Krump was. This is the dividing factor. When I brought this information back, I was so excited. I thought, this is what we've been looking for. This is it. There's no way people are going to deny this because this is what we've been trying to say all this time. I came in contact with energy first. I collabed with God. I created Krump. I was always outsourcing. So I was trying to outsource the meaning. I have to look for it. I'm the one that cares about it. Nobody else is really caring about it like that. They're just having fun dancing. They're not worried about God or anything else. They're just having fun. Everybody's doing their own thing, right? I get saved and it's a real event. I can't fake all of these things. God was bothering me all of my life. So I'm in this position now. I'm like, this is what it was. This is what I came in contact with when I was 11. I start preaching it. I start declaring it. First, I came to the other so-called lying creators of Krump. I told them, this is Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise. Y'all, we could do this for God. Excited as I was, they told me, why we gotta bring religion into this? We gotta keep religion out of it. What the heck you talking about? Religion? You know I ain't religious. Y'all know this ain't no religion. I excommunicated myself from these people. I was so, how dare you reject this without you didn't even try. Some people were curious about it. People were against it, but some people stuck around and was trying to see, and then it just didn't line up with their beliefs. Because when you put God in anything, that's the divider. This is what I've always been trying to tell people. Through these prophetic words, through these events happening, I'm linking up with people. I believe it's a call to destiny. Like, this is my destiny. I'm supposed to do something with this, and I'm finding out little pieces. It becomes Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise. Nobody else is caring about a meaning. We have a new word. I brought the word out. Everybody's cool with that. If I brought the word out, shouldn't I be able to bring the meaning out? This is common sense to me. So because of that, our lives went two different ways. I was really trying to live the godly lifestyle. I wasn't a biblical scholar. I didn't even graduate from high school. I had 10th grade education. So this is the guy I was talking, and they used to clown me for that. And I had to go to God because a lot of my peers really rejected me. They really used to try to belittle me because I was the talented guy, but I was looked at to be the stupid one. This has been an insult that I've been under a while. People used to say, you ain't even graduated from high school, you stupid. All you got is that talent. That's what Miss Pris used to say. I got more talent than my pinky, or you only depend on the dancing. Ha ha ha, how the tables have turned. That's crazy. But to let you know that people's opinions of you, it really doesn't matter. If God says something about you, hey, I am here, that's what matters. Why don't they want to receive it? What's going on? What's the real problem? I always saw Christians at the bottom of the barrel. Lose, get slapped around and turn the other cheek. We go slap you here. And you turn the other cheek, we go slap you here. We go slap you here. I never saw Christians win. So I thought being a Christian was like a punk thing and you gotta be nice to everybody. That just wasn't how life was. My Krump gave me confidence to express these things. I did not know how to speak. You see me on the clips. I could barely talk. I hate watching it because it's like, I didn't even know how to speak. All I got is Dan. That's how I speak. But I had to learn how to articulate. God is the one who gave me the confidence because I had to combat time and time again. Most of the battles that you've seen back in the days were because I took this stance of Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise. And people felt judged by this because they thought I was telling the whole Krump world to be church boys and girls. I really don't know what's wrong with church. What's wrong with it? Is it because you've been to bad churches? I don't know. but this is why I was running. I got saved, I put it in Krump. We're doing it the same way we were doing it before. Now it just has more meaning, more purpose. Yes, I'm reading the word. Yes, I'm praying. Yes, I'm going to church. I'm dancing to gospel music. I'm dancing to worship music. I'm a praise dancer. Certain Krumpers are praise dancers. Everybody's not against this. Certain people started to gravitate. This is when Krump got its biggest explosion. Yes, Rise, expose Krump to the world as far as the energy. But where is this energy coming from? This is where it gets tricky. The energy comes from heaven.
Call me whatever, but Krump, essence is God. I'm still alive to tell you, thank God. So you don't have to be lied to by idiots who want it all for themselves.
It is a spiritual force energy. It is a way of talking. It's a highly intense, highly energetic thing. This is what you feel. This is what you come in contact with when you receive Krump. Then the moves they're after that. The source of these moves is this energy. If you don't have it, you don't have Krump. You are not Krump. When I say kingdom, this means a way of doing things, a system. This is the way we Krump. This is why. This is the purpose. These are the ways. This is the system. It's radical because it's not your normal church thing. I needed to have a true definition, and the Lord gave it to me in a dream. He gave me the name Krump, and he gave me the acronym. Radically. To this day, people still call me a demon because they just don't think that God has high energy. They think God is like a low energy, low frequency, type of thing. So when they see me, they go, heresy, you're demonic, okay? But I know this energy comes from God. Uplifted. There is times, and this is a true story, there are times when Krumpers have been meditating on taking their life. This is true. They come to a session, they are uplifted out of that suicidal thought process, and they want to live. Because of this energy, you can't tell me nothing after this. I have my own testimonies. I've seen people get healed. A boy's leg is crooked. This is in Africa. A boy's leg is crooked. We're getting off, we're praying. His leg straightens to where he can buck. Are you kidding me? I saw it. Can't tell me nothing after that. I have had angelic assistance in rounds. My moment in Rise, I was under the stage afraid. Something came over me. That energy was injected into me and I could not stop dancing. That, I believe, was angelic help. That was heaven's help. I was uplifted out of that fear. I'm experiencing these things firsthand. Mighty. People would think you got hate in your heart. How mighty it is, how forceful it is. I really don't know the definition of might, but it has something to do with Krump. I know it. It's a mighty. When you think of mighty, you think warriors, you think fighters. We look like warriors. And then praise, which is celebration, victory. I win. I go through all of these things, but I win. This is what Krump is. And when I'm jabbing arm swing, I'm about to get off right now. These words are not just words. It's happening and it's going to other people. That's when I realized this is going to change the world. I don't know how, but it's going to change the world. And it has. Krump has changed the world. It has definitely changed the dance world for good. Now that Krump is here and everybody, they're not carriers of the energy, I'm sorry to say, because everybody doesn't kingdom radically uplifted mighty praise. As you heard, Krump is just another version of hip hop for some people. So you might as well say Krump is hip hop. Hip hop is hip hop. And if you want to use Krump move, that's fine, you can mix it. But what is the energy of Krump? It is kingdom radically uplifted mighty praise. It's all of that. I had a friend, his name was Boomer. Matter of fact, he has a group called the Boom Squad. He's still clowning, but he was a Krumper. Me and my brother knew him. We used to get buck with him all the time. He was one of the bucket session people. Like, just, he'll get the session cracking. He was dealing with some issues. These were influenced by dark forces, demons. So he comes in. We're dancing and we're already in the spirit of things. And you can see things like through Krump, through dancing. We're mixing up this energy and it's causing things like this to happen. It's not a normal Krump session. Yeah, we do have Krump sessions, but at a certain point, it crosses over and something else is happening. You could tell he's not himself. He's not with the same energy that he always comes with. So we're like, man, let's get off. I think it was sessioning. We were just getting off back to back because I was trying to see what was bothering him. Like, okay, let's go, Boomer. Let's go, boom, ha. We used to have a chant for him, but he really wasn't, he couldn't do it. And it seemed like he wanted to dance, but he couldn't. And I remember just getting this idea. It was like a whip idea. I threw my hand out and I yanked it like a whip, like if I was throwing something to him and yanking it out. I did the move. I didn't see anything physically. I just got this idea. I'm gonna do this move and pull whatever is on him, off of him, or out. Just an imagination. Did the move, I yanked it, the bro spit up blood. What the heck is going on in here? And after that, he started rejoicing and he started getting off crazy. And I'm looking at this like, what just happened? I thought it was just dance moves. This is when I'm finding out, yo, you can do things with this. It's not just a label on the dance like, oh yeah, this is how we're gonna make it sound spiritual. Nah, it has power. I've seen it and I've experienced it myself. We are sessioning. People that are depressed are no longer depressed. My mother used to deal with depression. We used to session. She used to come out and watch the sessions and depression would lift off of her. I've seen people that didn't know how to dance at all. Spirit come upon them, they instantly know how to krump. I would rather do this than dance in the industry any day. I had left the industry, and in the next episodes, I will reveal to you why. But I was looking for something exciting, and the krump world became exciting, and these things became other reasons why people would come to the sessions. People wasn't really coming to the sessions to dance. They would come to watch and see what happens, because things supernatural used to happen in the sessions when the focus was Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise. So beforehand, we had these tutorials like Krump 1.0, Krump 2.0, and the little homies of Krump, and Blood Brothers, and Animosity, Unmovable. We had all these things, and all of these things started. The Krump 1.0, Krump 2.0, that was like before Christ, that was BC. Then a different message starts to get preached when you start to go into the DVDs more in depth. It was because I had these experiences. I had taken people in. People were coming to my home without places to go. Somebody who served in the military, his name was k.r.u.m.p. He heard about Krump and he wanted to know if it was real. This man showed up at my house with his military gear on, with the bag. He came to my house. I don't know how he found my house. He was like, is Tighteyex here? I want to battle him. We're like, who are you? Like, Chance, this dude is here to battle you. I'm like, really? Who is he? I've battled everybody. I mean, everybody knows. Somebody I never seen. He saw Rise, and the name k.r.u.m.p. was like, Krump, my name Krump, Rise. So k.r.u.m.p. And he was like, I wanted to know if you were really who you say you are. I really want to know what Krump is. I want to experience it. I want to battle you. I was like, do you Krump? He was like, no, not really, but my name k.r.u.m.p. I saw Rise, and I want to know if it's true. I said, this is a crazy guy. First of all, you're in my house, but Krump was like that. I said, if I win, which I knew I'm going to win, you're going to have to go to church with me. You come to my house unannounced off of this, and I'm going to issue a challenge back to you. If you want to really know what Krump is, you're going to have to come to church with me. Okay. Man, this battle was very quick. It was so quick, it was like, we had 30 minutes to get to church. I battled him, 10 minutes, got dressed 10 minutes down the road. And he went to church and he got saved. What the heck just happened again? I was having these type of experiences and I knew this is what God wanted. This is what he wanted. Not only this, but to show people, and I've demonstrated over and over again as Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise, fought for it over and over again. While people delay in the back, they're doing their things and make their money. They're not involved in any of this. They don't even believe in none of this. And this is stuff that they persecute and attack. I had to take a stand. Everybody who was in my fam was experiencing these things. And I will have you talk to some of them. But this is where the spiritual things about Krump started to be revealed. After I left the people that I needed to get away from, that God was warning me to get away from, after I listened, I took a stand. And the Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise became something that was frowned upon because it was opposite. People did not want it to be Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise. They still don't. they will not receive it because it's not just a label. It's a lifestyle. I believe in God, not because somebody told me. I have heard his voice. I have felt the energy. I have had his angels. I've seen his angels. People don't believe this type of stuff, so I just don't say it. And they just think it's about dance moves and clout. I'm like, brother, you don't understand. You don't understand what this is. And I try to let people know the possibilities. I mean, you mix a jab and an arm swing, we creating the structure off of the wisdom of God. We really didn't have a way to teach you. You just had to be around it. But now there's tools. I want you to ask the other OGs or the other so-called creators, what tools did they put in? What structure did they build? Are you talking about moves? Everybody can make up their own moves. This is true. But what things remain? What is the base? What is the foundation? Who chiseled and carved out these foundations that everybody is standing on, that everybody crumps from? If you really doing Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise, if you're trying to do another dance style, just do it and let that be what it is. I have no tolerance for people that try to say that Krump is not this. You don't have the experience to tell me that. You're coming way after the fact with an opinion that doesn't matter. I know what it is. And people that have been with me, which you will be hearing from, they know what it is. The prophet, the poppin' pastor, Ruckins McKinley, he was there when it was revealed. Rucky, who was Ruckabub, he was a junior Tighteyex as well. My God, brother, we still are connected to this day. He sees it, he understood it, he experienced it. And a lot of different people have experienced it. Am I saying that everybody that crumps has to believe? No.
You got a choice. You can think whoever's the best. Follow them. Make sure what you following leads you to life.
I'm not saying that. But when you come into Krump, it is established already as a praise unto God. And when I say God, I am meaning Jesus Christ the Lord. Hey, if you Krump, you better understand that this is what it is, sir. So if you really don't like God, if you really don't believe in Jesus, you might want to stay away from Krump. As far as the message, you can dance it, but don't try to preach no other message. It's just not that. And as long as I'm here, I will oppose you. I don't care. It just doesn't matter. This is what it is. So if you come into it, you must respect what it is. You can't come in the house and be like, I want to rebuild this house without nobody's permission. The foundations are already laid. You're going to have to pay a price to rebuild. So if you want to rebuild on a different foundation, you're going to have to pay the price. What is the price? You're going to have to get rid of me and all of my fam. So prophetic words, spiritual experiences, let me know that this is not just dancing. This can save and change people's lives.
Oh, so we gotta talk about stuff together.
Yeah.
He has the truth.
It could be, you know what I'm saying, all debunked.
Yeah, we talk about God's kingdom now.
Yeah. Like, all right, now it's a whole
It's a whole different thing.
You know what I'm saying? We lived on a different regimen.
Yeah.
And there's countless testimonies. This is across the board. Some people will say, my life changed. They won't touch the God factor of it. But the energy that you feel when you see Krump or when you're in the session, it is heaven's energy. It is God's energy through the dance. That is the channel. So when you're turned on to that channel, you're getting the energy. But it's not coming from me per se. I'm just the channel. I started to understand these things. And I went from a shy, not confident kid. I was very confident in this. I'm like, this is God. I cannot be defeated, which is why I am undefeated in the Krump game. That was demonstrated because I received that confidence. Like, man, I know what this is. I've seen the power of it. Nobody can come against it. And anybody who tried to make it not Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise, they got dismantled. This is not my own doing. I was told this, so I am a steward of Krump in this way. This is my favorite part of it. I could care less about a rise. I could care less about what we did way back in the long time ago's days. When I got with God, it got cracking. I was like, this is it. People all over the world start crumping, and it was a movement, and we called it Christ Up. It was, people hated this. This was, what's wrong with saying Christ Up? And people hated it, and people used to tell me, this is real. Chaz, don't bring your God to this session. Chaz, don't be preaching at this session. Chaz, don't be putting Jesus in your music. Don't be saying that in your music. I'm like, you niggas are crazy. You think I'm about to let you tell me I'm looking at your life? Please. You're gonna hear it. I know I used to come to these sessions with my tracks and they tried to ban my tracks. Sounds similar to today, right? It's all because of this. It's not because my dance moves are so tight. I represent what Krump really is. And if you move this energy out of Krump, you're removing God out of Krump. Who's the channel for God in Krump with power and position? It is me. So if you want to change Krump, you're gonna have to break down what I say, and you're gonna have to move me because I am a steward of Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise. It was a spiritual awakening that happened. This is not just dance. People say all the time, man, dance is it's like so spiritual for me. It's like, yeah, but where are you at? Is it directed to who? I know exactly where it comes from and who it's going to and what the capabilities are as far as my knowledge of today. I know it has that type of energy to where it can go inside of you, change your life, change your mind, lift something bad up off of you. It can go into your body, heal your leg straight, now you're getting bucked. Now, we're not in church when this stuff is happening. And I start taking this around the world. No, everybody didn't accept it. Come on now. It's God. It's Jesus. You can't even say Jesus. It just causes ruckus. It's almost like career suicide. Like, Chaz, why would you put Jesus in this dance? Are you crazy? Pretty much. Yes, I just had experiences with it. So I have confidence with it. And I went against the big bad hip hop. I've stood in their face and said, this is Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise. I got ridiculed for it. Of course, things gonna happen, but I stand there to this day. I just got through doing it. It's the same fight. The reason why I'm doing that, because I was sent to declare, this is what it is. You guys are not this. And it's okay. Doesn't mean I can't share. We can share Krump with all different styles, but the substance of it, Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise, baby. That's the energy of heaven. It's intense. It's something that has not existed, I believe, since the days of David. 2 Samuel 6:14. I'll put it up there. You see that scripture? David danced before the Lord with all of his might. That's what gets me, man. With all of his might. Mighty praise? David, what are you trying to say? What are you saying with this scripture? And David danced. And I used to hear this, and I used to look at the churches that would kick us out like, what? David danced. He danced. He was a king. He was a man after God's own heart. He danced. And then he was carrying the Ark of the Covenant. Well, I don't know much about the Ark of the Covenant besides it represented the presence of God. I start seeing too many similarities. I'm like, nah, nope. We are touching this. So in a way, it's not new. It's new. It's brought back for our day. So I can say that David is the other 50%. What you gonna do now? You gonna find David? He gonna tell you the same thing. So you got God, David, and then Tighteyex. Cool, I like that lineup. It's three. Let us. God gave us the idea. David did it and revealed it to me later. I'm cool with that. I'll raise my hand on that. You can quote me on that. Hey, 2 Samuel 6:14. It's in your Bible, right? So I figured out I could be buck and be Christ-like. Wait a minute. Being Christ-like is bucking? I'm free. I never used to lift my head up. I used to have my hat low so people wouldn't see me. When I got this confidence, I let you see tight eyes. I let you see my eyes. I can look at you with confidence knowing that you guys cannot move me. I know for a fact where this comes from. Even though it's all this bickering on who created what, they can't prove it to you because they don't have this type of energy. This is why certain people's Krump is different from other people's. And I'm speaking from the start of it, because this is about who created Krump. Krump has had different phases. Because of this Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise, when it came out, it started an era. Krump changed. We couldn't do the old stuff. We couldn't do the stutter no more. We couldn't do the slinky that much no more. We couldn't do the cannonball as much. We couldn't do the heel toe as much. We couldn't really do the Harlem Shake as much. It changed. The praise factor changed it because it changed the purpose of it. We were tapping into a different energy. So it wasn't like we're no longer waiting on Missy Elliott's next album. We're not waiting on Busta Rhymes' next album because it's coming from a different source. We're making our own stuff now. Because it's evolved.
I've been bumped my whole life.
We want to make the sound. This sound is cool, but it's not satisfying anymore. I need another sound. Because Krump was changing. Every time Krump changes, the sound changes, and then the movement changes. You know why I can tell you this? Because I was at every single era. I never took a break. And I still stand on this today. And you guys can see people hating today because of this same thing. It's not going to change. Either you're Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise in the essence, or you're just hanging out in the lobby. Some people don't play in the real games. They just come to practice. That's fine. But those who are really invested, they have experienced what this energy really is. No matter what you believe, we can agree that this is spiritual.
Krump, essence is God.
This is a godly type of energy, right? Now, you may put a different name on it, but I don't care. I have little homies that do not believe in Jesus. Let's get this straight. It don't change what it is. So as long as you want to Krump, my friend, even if you don't believe, you better respect Krump was here before you got here. And I let them know this straight. And we can still buck together. But my buck is over here with it. And if you want to get over here, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. And if you do something, buck, we'll holler. But we're talking about lifestyle stuff. Krump is for Elohim. You feel his energy. This is not something that you're making. So when you come to these events and you feel this wave of inspiration, whoa, this happens all the time. You see Krump, you get inspired. Man, I want to go dance. I go to a Krump event. Sometimes I'm really not. I'm like, man, I really don't want to be around Krumpers with this casual thought. Oh, yeah, man, I'm just Krumping. I'm just at event. I just want to look cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, I'm cool. Yeah. I hate that. I don't want to lap around nobody. I'm like, man, this guy needs to get away from me. He's wasting time. When you go to these events, and then I'm like, this is stirring me up, man. I want to get off now. So it has that same effect, same energy. Even though I was the first one that was endowed with this boom. Okay, but I still receive it. When other people get it, I get it. Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise. It changed dance. It changed lives. People I was friends with for years, because I start representing this, I can't be friends with you. Matter of fact, we're enemies off rip because I can't let you disrespect my lifestyle. And no, I don't have to be arguing with you, but you're not about to come in here and tell me how to live my life with the experiences I'm having. You go have your own. So we ain't friends no more. I'm not the type of guy that has to be friends with everybody. I don't even like talking on the phone. I'd rather talk to you in person. People be lying to you and faking with you on the phone. That hope all is well message. I mean, I hate it. It's like, I'd rather talk to you in person so I can see what you're really about. So I have no issue not being cool with people, especially if it comes down to something like Krump. And God, please, it's God or nothing. I'm out of here. But you did this. I don't care. Bye. I'm over here. I'm with the Jesus, man. And I was bold about this, and they did not like, because you never saw Christians really like maxing out the gospel with the energy. It was just, oh yeah, slap me. So holy because I get slapped. And I talk with this and I get slapped over here. And they slap me again. And the more slaps I get, everybody will love me because I don't have any morals and I'm so casual and I really don't believe. So slap me. And when you stand and when you say no, back up. Matter of fact, if you don't back up, I'm going to slap you. What? A Christian's not supposed to be like that? Okay, well, you should be one since you know so much about it. You don't understand. It was this fight, and it's still this fight because I still represent the God in Krump. I still represent Jesus in Krump. This has nothing to do with my mistakes or my sins. As a matter of fact, isn't that what the gospel is about? Jesus died for the sins. So why not get buck about it? Why not get live about that? Just personal. I have no reason. There is not a hype I can receive. There is not a award I can receive. There is not an acknowledgement I can receive. There is not a celebrity I can dance by. There is not a job I can do. There is not a amount of money you can pay me to lie about this. I have no interest. I do not dance for those things. When I was a young man, yeah, but I've experienced death. I've experienced miracles. I've experienced angelic help. I've experienced supernatural things. I've experienced darkness. I've experienced being a victim of slander and allegations and accusations, and I've paid the price for my own wrongdoings. That does not change this. This is what it is. And when I am gone, this will remain. You will never be able to move this out. This is not my message. I did not come here with this message. This message was given to me, yeah, through something like dance. That is where the Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise Foundation came from. And then you had crews that represented God. And then you had fams that represented God, names that represented God. And we're gonna get into all of that in the Little Homies of Krump. It's the rise and fall of the Little Homies, which you all have seen, but some of you may not remember. I'm gonna jog your memory, and you're gonna hear from some of these little homies who were in the back or in the front watching the rise and fall. Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise was birthed. A new era begun. The Christ Up era. The Street Kingdom era. It begun. With a little message, then it became a movement of respect of where this came from. And for a season, for some years, and they do not like this, Krump was not directed to self. It was directed to God. The focus of it, because the focus of the leaders, the main leader was focused on God. And it made the people, well, let's start focusing on God. And they start to elevate. That is when Krump was all around the world. That's when it was empowered to go all around the world. Without this, without Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise, there is no traveling. There is no workshop to be taught. There is no session to be held. We were throwing sessions, but what made it worldwide though? How? Explain it. If you're the creator, explain it. Tell me. I was there. I know how. There's no other explanation. God put his hand on it and he spread it as he does all of his things. So I know I was like, dang, Chaz, you passionate about this? Yeah, man, because this is it. This is why. This is the reason. This is the purpose for Krump. And if you think it's just some old 1, 2, 3 step religious program, it's not. I'm 40 years old. I've been here since, I'm gonna have to tell you. Why am I still here? Because of this reason. Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise. I'm President Krump, and let's make Krump praise again, because that's just what it is.
Because you guys are witnessing history right now. Tighteyex, honestly, I've been a fan of you since Rise, bro. You are like a living legend, bro. You created this. You created this game. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's fans of Krump. For years, we try to have Krump on reality TV. But only at America's Best Dance Crew can we get Tighteyex and the Street Kingdom here on this stage tonight. I am honored that you guys came here to the stage.
All right.